Hey, it's Rick with the Rock Bottom Outreach, and it's Real Talk Wednesday. Man alive, we have had some storms the last several days, and if you're here in Texas, I hear it's going to continue. One thing that's cool, though, is yesterday, toward the end of the day, at the very ending of that storm, I looked up, and out of the blue was a rainbow. And then you talk to a friend, and your friend saw the rainbow at the exact same time. I think that's pretty cool. No matter where you are, you can look up and see the rainbow. But I'm going to ask you this. Why a rainbow? And I know your kids have asked you, Daddy, it's a rainbow. Mama, it's a rainbow. So what do you tell them? What do you tell them where rainbows came from? What does the rainbow represent? Or do you say there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, so it's good luck? Well, it's bigger than that. This is part of God's covenant, God's promise, if you would. Goes all the way back to Genesis. So for you to give your child the correct answer, biblical answer, listen to me. All right, Genesis chapter 9, let's go to verse 12. And God said, this is the sign of the covenant I'm making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I've set my rainbow in the clouds, and it'll be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Verse 16, it also says, I will see it, remember the everlasting covenant. 17, so this is the sign of the covenant I've established between me and all life on earth, that he never ever would flood all of life on earth ever again. God's covenant, God's promises. But let me tell you how I see this. Okay, this is just my opinion. And so, I would love to know, what do you think of when you look at the rainbow? Or do you sit there and go, oh man, that is so pretty, and that's it? Okay, you're missing it. You're missing the point of it. It's part of God's promise. But remember, God says this too, man, I will never leave you. I'll never forsake you. I think it's part of God's covenant as a reminder to all of us during the midst of a what? Amidst of a storm. In the midst of a storm, a reminder of that covenant that he will never leave us. He'll never forsake us. He talks about, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, walk through, okay? God talks specifically about never leaving us. He gives charge over his angels. To me, that rainbow in the sky is a reminder of God's covenant and the promises he has made. God's word is true. If you don't know this, if you're going through a storm right now in life, I just want to encourage you, when you see that rainbow, you remember there's something great at the end of the storm awaiting you. I can't tell you how fast. I can't even tell you what it is, but it will be great. Sometimes that storm gets pretty rough. No quitting, no giving in. Look to that rainbow and you remember today. God created that rainbow as a reminder of a covenant to all of us. It's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach. It's been Real Talk Wednesday. Have a great day. Boop.